So once again, I'm back with another video on, really this video, I can title it Americans, right? So I was looking at a podcast last night. Matter of fact, I was looking at a podcast. It was a guy, I forgot those two guys' name. They had, it's just recent podcast. It had Charleston White on there, and they was just talking about, like, they asked Charleston White, would you want to stay in would you ever move to another country? And he was like, nah, why would I want to leave America? And he just got the name and the benefits, which one of the funny parts was, like, he was like, only if Chick-fil-A follow. He's like, I'll never go back to Africa. Only way I do that is if Chick-fil-A follow me. You see what I'm saying? And I feel the same way too. Matter of fact, I just got done eating Chick-fil-A. Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. So I wanted to address specifically Americans, because as Americans, we do complain about a lot. We got a lot of opportunities and a lot of, things that we can do. We just don't capitalize on them. But that's for another video. This video specifically, I'm targeting my people, the African-American community, right? Black, African-American, whatever you want to call yourself. I'm targeting African-American community, not country. So I've come to realize that Black people are the most entitled people in all of America. And the reason why I say that, right? So you look at things that's designed, such as like the whole Black Lives Matters movement, after George Floyd was killed. But we never create a Black Lives Matter movement when you got black on black violence going on within your own community. So you got people that want to voice their opinion on something that happened in Minnesota, but you stay in New York, you stay in California, you stay in Louisiana, you stay all these other places where you have the same thing going on. It's just a different skin color. So it's like this basically, right? So it's okay for Black people to hurt Black people, but anybody else, a white person or a police officer hurt a Black person, that's a problem. But most of y'all that's complaining, y'all listen to music where you have a Black man bragging consistently on what he has done to a Black man and what he will and wants to do to a Black man. You see what I'm saying? But see, y'all try to make it make sense because y'all say, well, they're at war. So so if they're at war, right? You got this group of niggas over here at war and this group over here, right? So if they're at war, what is the goal? Because land is not obtained from that war. It's only bloodshed. They don't have businesses started from those wars. It's only bloodsheds. You don't have positive, positive like youth things for the kids growing up. Opposed to y'all trying to push the kids away from it, y'all pulling them towards it. You see what I'm saying? So what positive is coming from that? You know what I mean? You got mothers in the same community. They got sons probably killed each other or shooting at each other or or trying to kill each other. The same thing with with family. So a lot of us have problems at home. We got a lot of problems, a lot of messed up problems. And by the way, if you see me looking over this way, I'm sitting out here in my car, as you can tell. I gotta be very observant. You just never know if ain't nobody creeping up on you. You know what I mean? But a lot of us have problems at home, right? We got dysfunctional families. We got bad generational cycles that's consistently going on, but we still complaining about the white man. If you look at it, right? Slavery was over 400 years ago, right? Segregation in the 60s, 1960s. I think 60s was the end of it. I think it was 1967. But, from I think the 40s, that was all the Jim Crow segregation, stuff of that nature, right? So, like, I made a video prior to this, speaking on this, where you say you got Black people today that feel that Black people deserve reparations. No, they do not. Because no one directly involved in slavery that was actually a slave or that was the second generation of people who was born into slavery, none of them still exist. All of them are dead. So the people who actually deserve the reparations aren't here to reap the benefits of the reparations, because we're reaping their reparations of what they had at the time are our reparations now. The opportunities we got an opportunity to go to the same school and get the same education as white people. We got the same opportunity to get a job and make the same amount of money as white people. We got the opportunity to go in a fast food restaurant or a restaurant period, and white people serving us now. Where at one point we had to go through the back door. And I won't because I'm in a relationship with a white woman. I just want y'all to know I'm not racist. I'm just speaking towards my people because we need a reality check. And we need a reality check, not from nobody else, but from us, because we need to solve in-home problems first before we can try to go take on anything else. So I want to make that a disclaimer. I am not a racist by any means. I'm just addressing my black people. So when I say white people, I'm not saying it in a term of saying, oh, we're against them. Not at all. I'm just speaking of the situation back then. I just want to get that cleared up. I'm not racist. I am not at all. So at one point we had to go through the back to be fed in the back at restaurants. At one point you had to sit at the back of the bus. And, you know, at one point you had to go into use a different bathroom, drink from a different water thing. But we have opportunities to be able to do all of this stuff now. So why are black people still complaining? And you got like a lot of black people that say, this new slavery is working a 9 to 5 is modern day slavery. No, it's not. Because working slavery means you're not getting a motherfucking dime. You're not being compensated for nothing you're doing. That's slavery. Slavery is you not having a choice whether you're going to work, whether to work or not. So whether you tired, whether you sick, or whether you hurting, when you in slavery, you don't have the option to call in and say, hey, man, I ain't going to be able to make it in today. I'm not feeling good. Hey, man, I ain't going to be able to make it in today. I'm taking a mental health day. You're not going to be able to say that because your ass going to be beat until you come out there. And if you ain't willing to come out there, they willing to hang your motherfucking ass. So guess what? Those consequences are going to supersede you wanting to rebel and not decide you don't want to work. So it's just, that's all I see. Every time I see a person speaking, a black person speaking of anything in the media, it's always the white man did this, the white man did that. And it's like a lot of them will sound as if they have sense, common sense, but once they say that, it outrules all the common sense at that point. Because what are we really, how is black people really being oppressed? Because I really want to know. So let me know in the comments, because I don't understand it. So they say the prison system. If you think about it, there's not just blacks in the prison system. There's whites, there's Asians, there's Hispanics. There are several different races in prison systems. So it's not just blacks. Now, you might say, well, majority of inmates in there are black. Well, most black people come from broken families. And 9 times out of 10, coming from a broken family, you're going to end up there. Because that's all you know. That's all you around. If I grow up in an area where it's nothing but bad, I don't have a father figure because he probably either be dead in jail or just too deep off in the streets to really give a fuck about me. You see what I'm saying? So I'm growing up in the environment, and the environment is raising me. I'm seeing motherfuckers being robbed. I'm seeing motherfuckers selling dope. I'm seeing motherfuckers slapping and beating on women. I'm seeing motherfuckers victimize, people that's weak. So it's gonna structure my mind to survive. So I'm gonna be willing to do everything that I'm seeing to survive and to show people that I'm a gunfighter, that I'm down. Don't play with me. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happens when you come from a broken home. All you know is that. All you know is poverty. All you know is violence. All you know are things that you cannot do and expect to make it long in the real civil world. You see what I'm saying? So that's the aggravation with me. Like, you got people that work a job, right? And they complain about the pay. And guess what? The job they might be working, should they be getting paid more? Probably so, right? But they look at you making $18 an hour, right? Depending on minimum wage where you stay at. I stay in Louisiana. So you making $18, $19 an hour, you making some pretty decent money because minimum wage here is $7.25, right? So you making $18, $19 an hour. And you say, man, I'm only making this. I'm supposed to be making that. So, but I'm looking like, hold up. So you're making that on top of you got dental insurance, health insurance. You got all those opportunities that's presented for you through your job. You know what I mean? But you complaining and saying, oh, I feel like I should get this, or I feel like I should get that. And it's like, that's entitlement, because what did you do? Don't talk about slavery. Don't talk about segregation, because you was not affected by that. So what do you do today that warrants you having those opportunities, that warrants you making more money than you didn't even show that you're worth? Like, what warrants that? Make it make sense to me, people. Make it make sense. It's like, bro, me and my buddy was talking last night, and it's like, I can understand why certain races look at black people and be like, oh, let's stay away from them. Because the majority of us are not good people. Look at what you're seeing pushed in the media with black people. All you seeing is gangsterism and hoism. All you seeing is rappers beefing about, oh, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, smoking on this motherfucker. You don't see that in country music. You don't see that in rock music. You don't see that in any other genre of music besides rap music. And the thing about it is that rap music has a lot of ears, right? Rap music governs the black community and it slips off into other communities as well. So we got all these eyes, and all we can talk about is murder, 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 nigga, 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 bitch, 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 drugs, 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 drugs. That's all we got to talk about. So you mean tell me we got ears all over the world, and that's all we can talk about? Fuck you, I'm gonna kill this. So, you know, I'm gonna kill your mama, I'm gonna kick your dog. That's all we got to talk about. That's all we got to talk about. And then they want to say, well, you got people like this person and that person. Yeah, but majority of their music, even inside of that, the context of it, they throw that in there. But majority of their music is still talking about gang banging, robbing. It's still talking about negative shit, bro. So, you know, it's just, it sometimes makes you, you know, I ain't gonna say hate to be black because of the history that comes with being a black person, a person of color, black man, black woman, because you know, you understand what our ancestors went through. So we should be proud because that took strong people to endure that shit for as long as they endured it. It takes very strong people. And I do believe black people are some of the most strongest, resilient people in the world, but we're too caught up in being victims. And we're not understanding that the majority of us are actually the predators. You see what I'm saying? The majority of us are actually the predators. It's not a lot of us that's victims. You know what I mean? So, you know, and then it's like I say, you look at people like say, for instance, with Mexicans. You see a lot of Mexicans that's trying to get from Mexico to come to America to have opportunities to do something and make some of themselves. And it's like where I stay at, if you go to every construction site out here, it's predominantly Mexicans. You might see a few black men out there, but most black men are somewhere trying to avoid work so they ain't got to worry about paying child support. Somewhere trying to avoid work so they can get unemployment. Somewhere trying to avoid work so they don't have to take accountability for the actions that they done in life. But then they want to sit around and complain about the white man this, the white man that, you know. So, man, I can go in deeper and deeper on this, man. Shout out to Charleston White, because I'm fully behind Charleston White, because Charleston White is addressing black people. And that's the reason why most of his hate comes from black people. Because he's addressing them, he's holding them accountable. And that's something that the black community do not know nothing about, and being held accountable. Like I say, you got, just because it's a black person that got money, fame, status, or whatever, he could do no wrong. So you got motherfuckers that's screaming free R. Kelly. You got motherfuckers that's screaming free goddamn Big Beach. All these motherfuckers that's iconic criminals that's known for probably killing or being associated with killing. You know what I mean? But it's okay because it was over territory, or it was, you know what I mean? So it's like everything. And then you can even go into the street codes. You look at these black, like these so-called OGs pushing this street law, street code shit, and half of them, whenever they finally get jammed up, they don't abide to it. But that's what they preaching and portraying. So, man, the black community is fucked up. It really is. And the community needs a Charleston White. They need a Charleston White. Fuck Dr. Umar Johnson. Don't nobody want to talk to Dr. Umar Johnson. Don't nobody want to hear Dr. Umar Johnson talk, right? We want to hear Charleston White talk because it's going to be raw, it's going to be unedited, and it's going to be coming from a place of passion and place of concern. So that's the reason why he speak the way he speak about black people. But we most definitely we need to start being held accountable, and we need to start holding each other accountable. So I ain't gonna talk y'all to death in this video, man. I just kind of wanted to vent on that, touch on that. Man, if anybody, you know, let me know what has black people went through for us to deserve reparations. These today, not the ancestors, right? Let me know that. But let me know some other topics y'all want to see me touch on, man, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of it, man. But I'll see y'all in the next video.